Let's head back down to Mississippi. Number 4, LSU at number 13, Ole Miss. 3:30 ABC. Mississippi has moved to a -1.5 favorite after opening up as a -1.5 dog. So kind of crossed through zero there.
Do we
Money's coming
think
in.
do we think odds makers for the first time saw Landry Kiffin?
Possibly.
All right, keep
Hooking
going.
up with Weeks there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Landry Kiffin going live on, like, making it Instagram official with
Yep.
LSU linebacker Whit Weeks. It's wild, by the way.
That's just, impeccable timing, just like her dad. So,
Can't wait for the Netflix series at the end of this year with that on there.
yeah, if you look at this game and you look at the spread, this is supposed to be a bigger and a tighter game than the primetime game, Bama, Georgia. You got a tighter spread, you got higher ranked teams, all that stuff. Obviously, and then you got the storied rivalry too, the Magnolia Bowl here we're talking about.
Dude, and weird stuff happens in this game. Like, think about the last 2 years. I think there was about 900 points scored in the matchup 2 years ago when Jaden Daniels was still there and Jackson Dart, and the game at Ole Miss, and Ole Miss ended up winning that game, and just 1 billion points scored.
It was like 55-49 or something.
Dude, it was unbelievable. It was basketball on grass, bro.
Yeah.
There was defense was optional in that game.
Yeah.
And then last year, you had I can't remember if it went overtime or not. Either way, LSU, like you said, never led in the ball game until
it was overtime.
Okay, yeah, LSU never led in the ball game until they won in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy game game down in Baton Rouge.
Big comeback, yeah.
Yeah, and dude, this is a huge rival. Like, I remember back in college, I had a few friends from both sides of this rival, and dude, yeah, they would tell you back then, like, some of my Ole Miss buddies was like, dude, I hate LSU more than I hate Mississippi State, and stuff. Like, yeah, and some LSU fans would tell you, like, I hope, honestly, I hope Bama, just their whole program dies. But after that, it would be Ole Miss, is what a lot of them would say. So yeah, this is a very big rivalry.
Yeah. Any word in Caden Durham?
No, man, I haven't. I've been checking it. That's honestly why I've got my phone right here looking it up to see, like, what's going on there. Like, I haven't seen much on this at the moment.
Yeah, that's going to be a big key for them. Obviously, if he can't go, like, can they run the ball effectively? And even with him,
what about Nussmeier with his torso injury that we've heard about now that he's been dealing with this year?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's just sketchy that it's coming out right now.
Yeah.
After their offense has struggled. But like I said, Brian Kelly he's been in question by the media immediately after wins. Why is the running game struggling? Right? So obviously they got to run the ball effectively. And then for me, one of the big things I'm excited to watch is, can they stop or contain Trinidad Chambliss? Because you remember last year, obviously their defense improved last year. But it was still like in the 40s, 50s under Blake Baker's first year. But Jalen Milroe absolutely tore them up on the ground last year. And that's all I can think of. I'm watching Trinidad Chambliss play, throw the ball, run the ball. He probably throws the ball better in Lane Kiffin's offense than Jalen Milroe did. And he runs the ball just fine coming from Ferris State. So that's something that'll be the true test of LSU's defense, right? It is like, okay, I got a running quarterback now. They've definitely improved this year. Have they improved because maybe Clemson and Florida's offenses aren't as good as everyone, including us, thought? Maybe. But this will be a true test because, like, Ole Miss's offense is for real.
I agree. There's certain offenses in college football. You and I talk about this every year. The elite defenses usually get lit up by the best offenses, like the elite offenses. They have really good quarterback play, really good play callers. And even back like the Nick Saban Alabama defenses, like the Johnny Manziels and the Deshaun Watsons, Clemson's, and different teams like that. You see Kirby Smart in Georgia when they play like the best offenses in college football. You saw it last year when they played against Jackson Dart and Ole Miss. You saw it a few weeks ago when they played against Tennessee in that game in Knoxville. So I agree. To me, that's where this game starts, bro. If LSU, all the money that they spend in the offseason in the transfer portal, especially on the defensive side of the ball, all of the pieces that they brought in on defense, this is where they're going to have to step up, man, and be big. They've got to be able to slow down. I don't think you stop and shut down Ole Miss's offense, but I'm with you. Like, if LSU's defense is as good as what I think it is, they will slow down Ole Miss a little bit. And to me, slowing a team like this down is holding them under 30 points. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, it's just weird. For some reason, in some of these bigger games, Lane gets a little weird. He gets
Yeah.
weird with his play calling.
Yeah.
Like, they had a tremendous offense last year too, and then I know they went to LSU, but they still were playing against that defense, and they put up 23 points in regulation. And I remember
Yeah.
watching that game and trying to figure out what were they doing in the second half and the fourth quarter with some of their play calling. Like, he either gets up or, like, he just gets into the motion where he just kinda runs 1st and 2nd down and tries to throw it on 3rd down, and I think he's gotta break open the bag early in this game.
And if it again, Trinidad Chambliss, I mean, dude, he's coming from a D2 school. I know he's been so good so far this year and so much fun to watch. But like he's never seen the type of athletes that he's going to see in this game on the defensive side of the ball for LSU. I mean, he hasn't seen that yet so far this year against the teams that he's played against. No offense to Arkansas. I mean, they can't stop a nosebleed on defense. And I mean, this LSU defense is one of the better defenses in college football, but I don't disagree with you. It is going to be interesting to see, like, is it more the Clemson is booty on offense and Florida can't get first downs and they're trash on offense, or is it more LSU's defense is legit? I
Yeah.
think both things can be true. I do think this LSU defense is legit. Uh, but like what worries me though is that it's just strange to say this is this LSU offense. Do they break out in this game? Because Ole Miss got my attention last week. I know people's going to say Tulane. Tulane's a really
Mhm.
solid football team.
Yep.
And they were very good offensively so far up to this point. And dude, Ole Miss just stoned them last week defensively. If Ole Miss is more of the version of that on defense than they are the version they showed against Taylor Green and Bobby Petrino in Arkansas when they couldn't hardly get a stop. If depends on which version they are.
Yeah.
If they're the defense that played against Taylor Green in Arkansas and that type of team, or are they the team that played against Tulane? Because if Ole Miss can slow LSU down, then they absolutely can win this football game. And obviously, odds makers think they can because again, they're favorite. Honestly, I was surprised to see Ole Miss favored. Are you? I'm curious. Are you Are you a little
I think so. A lot of the power ratings I've seen have them favored by 3.5 or 4.
really?
Yeah. I mean, but the power ratings always love Ole Miss. I mean, especially they just, the kind of Oregon, some power ratings have that game as a pick 'em, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I'm curious to see if LSU can play from behind,
Yeah, because
if Ole Miss gets up on them.
it just doesn't make any sense. This LSU offense hasn't been any better, man. I mean, we talked about them all offseason. I really thought the running game was going to be better again this year than what it has been up to this point. It really hasn't. But obviously, all that they've got at that wide receiver position, Nuss in the passing game, definitely thought they were going to be able to sling it around the yard. They haven't yet. Again, is this the game that they do break out, or is it more of like this is what they are this year? They're just not as good as they're not as good in the I don't think that's the case though, dude. I do think that they are better than what they've shown in the passing game. Uh, I agree with you. Trinidad Chambliss in the run game from the quarterback run game for what we saw LSU last year. You got to think Blake Baker though, man, with the talent that they brought in. They've got better players on the edges. You've got Harold Perkins now at the star position that you can kind of use him a little bit as a kind of a spy or to be able to because he did do that against who was it? I think it was against Klubnik that they showed that Perkins was spying a little bit a couple
Mhm.
times on those plays. And do the matchup with Ole Miss's receivers with Deshaun Stribling and Daquan Wright and Caden Lee against those new DBs that the LSU brought in that's been playing lights out so far this year. That's going to be a fun matchup, bro.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun matchup. Uh, is do we know anything at all? Is Simmons is he even possibly? Have you
I
seen
mean, they made
anything?
an announcement on Twitter or on X that Trinidad James was starting the game. I'm thinking here, like, I've seen him play. Like, I don't think you need. It's not to the point where you need to make an announcement,
I
right? But
agree. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. He should be. I mean, Simmons got Wally pipped at this point.
yeah,
At
I
this
mean,
point, until
Simmons
Chambliss
might be
showed
great.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, until Sham was. And I'm also interested to see, man, Kwan Lacey, the transfer from Mizzou tailback that Ole Miss brought in. He's a dude. He is. So This is going to be a fun one, man. In my opinion, like all these big matchups we got this weekend, I'm kind of with you that this could be the most fun game of the entire weekend between these two teams.
If
Uh,
LSU gets this one, they're set up really nice.
I agree. I'm gonna let you pick first on this one.
Yeah, game picks. Man, I again, a lot of these games I'm waffling back and forth on this.
Same.
I'm not going to make a best bet in this game. It's too tough. But if I were to pick a team to win this game, I'm going to take Ole Miss. I just think that being at home, I think they get it done. I do think Chambliss can really use his legs on the ground. I just really think that I think LSU is going to be able to contain the run a little better, like you talked about at the beginning of the preview. But I just think he's going to be able to make enough plays. He's going to be that guy. Like obviously, we were talking about all these SEC quarterbacks, and we are talking about Austin Simmons in the offseason, and just out of nowhere, some dude from D2, Fair State comes and lights up the SEC, and it's going to put everybody to shame who says, "Oh, it's too tough to play in the SEC because it just means more." And yeah, this dude from Fair State can come in and light up the world, right? So I'm going to take Ole Miss to win the game.
Man, I'm I've waffled back and forth on this one too. You just hear me now. I'm stuttering, even trying
Yeah,
to tell you who I'm going to pick. And I've got to give a pick, and I'm going to go with LSU's defense, bro. I think that LSU's defense is going to be able to slow Ole Miss down, and I do think that LSU's offense will look more what we've thought they were going to look this year in this game. And it'll be an extremely close game, back and forth, a weird one, a strange one again. And I think LSU finds a way and gets it done in a very, very close, highly contested. I'm not going to say the word that you think I'm going to say game. So I'll take LSU in a close one. It's not a best bet. Honestly, it could go either way, but I got to give a pick. So I'm going to take LSU to win.
just loads of content this week, man. I think this is the first time we've done two separate preview episodes
Ever.
in 1 week since we've done this podcast, some over 2 years ago. Was a blast. I cannot wait for this weekend. I cannot wait for Saturday. I'm going to really try to negotiate with my wife to be able to, park myself on the couch as much as I can and watch some games. So hope you guys are, we're ready for it too. Hope you guys are subscribed and followed. I'll YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that. X, Instagram, TikTok. We're always on there. We're going to be pumping out some prediction videos here for the next couple days. Yeah, man, I'm excited for football this weekend. So for Lance Barton, I'm Tyler Noe. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.